Hello, my name is Sonali Chopra. Welcome back to another episode of Around the World. The dynamics of relationships on the global stage keep evolving with time. Countries that used to be together are seen drifting apart amidst changing geopolitical currents, while many countries are seen holding hands to achieve strategic interests. However, amidst this flux, some partnerships endure and continue to showcase their resilience, such as the long-standing alliance between India and Russia. The history of India-Russia relations spans decades, deepening over time despite occasional disagreements. Recently, news from the Russian Foreign Ministry indicated that Prime Minister Modi will visit Russia in July. In such a situation, the question arises that what will be the impact of PM Modi's visit to Russia on geopolitical level? What changes have been seen in the relationship between India and Russia in the past years? Also, what is the impact of the relationship between the two countries on international level? In today's discussion, we will look for answers to such questions. The friendship between India and Russia continues to be presented as a global example. Although in recent years there have been visible disagreements in their relationship. However, as they say, time heals all wounds, and this is why these two countries have not allowed geopolitical differences to take the form of mutual disputes. This is the reason that while the whole world stood against Russia in the Russia-Ukraine war, India, its oldest friend, quietly stood by its side. However, after Russia attacked Ukraine, the rapidly growing closeness between Russia and China has drawn the attention of the entire global fraternity towards them. However, the discussion around Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Russia has given a new dimension to this tussle. It is worth noting that PM Modi's upcoming visit to Russia will be the first visit after the Russia-Ukraine conflict that started in February 2022. Previously, PM Modi visited Russia in September 2019. This upcoming trip will thus be the Indian leader's first visit to Russia in the past 5 years. Modi's visit is expected to precede the BRICS summit chaired by Russia this year, scheduled for October in Kazan. There is hope that Prime Minister Modi will participate in this summit, as India is a key member of this group. Actually, since the beginning of the Russia-Ukraine war, annual bilateral summits between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin had come to a halt. This neglect was also seen in the G20 Leaders Summit held last year. Globally, India has demonstrated that while its friendship with Russia is robust, it never compromises on its principles. Prime Minister Modi's foreign trips are providing strategic signals at the global level. It is worth noting here that the relations between India and Russia are bothering many countries, including America and China. But ignoring all these things, India and Russia are expanding their agenda through bilateral talks. In fact, in the quest to indigenize its defense supplies, India has long been looking forward to a joint development partnership. Currently, India and Russia are collaborating to jointly develop military technology. However, this is not the first instance of India and Russia working together at the level of defense technology. Previously, India has acquired powerful missiles and jets like BrahMos and Sukhoi with assistance from Russia. Apart from this, if we look at the trade figures of both countries, the bilateral trade between India and Russia was $13 billion in the financial year 2021-22. At the same time, bilateral trade between the two countries has increased to $27 billion from April 2022. India's oil and fertilizer imports have contributed the most to the increase from $13 billion to $27 billion. Meanwhile, observing the commercial momentum in India-Russia relations, America might be attempting to draw India's attention. In these circumstances, the United States may perceive that India could be tempted to choose Russia over the United States. Meanwhile, in this scenario, China is also actively seeking its place because China always tries to overtake the Western world, including America. Whether it's about global governance or the economy, China now wants to stop the Western world. This effort of China also brings Russia closer to it. Looking at the relations between Russia and China, it is evident that there has been a rapid development in Putin's and Xi Jinping's relations after the Russia-Ukraine war. It is noteworthy that after the invasion of Ukraine, when Western countries imposed several sanctions on Russia, China came forward to help Russia. Looking at the figures, bilateral trade between the two countries has increased significantly since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Bilateral trade between China and Russia has grown from $146.9 billion in 2021 to $190.3 billion in 2022 and $240.1 billion in 2023. This provided Russia with an indispensable export outlet and revenue stream. Additionally, Russia has become China's top crude oil supplier, with its oil shipments to China increasing by more than 24% in 2023 despite Western sanctions. Currently, China aims to enhance energy security through its strategic partnership with Russia, making this partnership extremely crucial. The impact of this partnership is also visible in India-Russia relations, where China could potentially constrain Russia's engagement with China. China can also bring about a major change in the defense relations between India and Russia. China is significantly more important to Russia as a customer in terms of arms sales than India, which is why Russia sells its more advanced platforms to China but not to India. This includes the Sukhoi 35 fighter jets and the S-400 system. However, Russia did export the S-400 system to India a few years after selling it to China. However, India realizes that the partnership between Russia and China can emerge as a dangerous spoiler even today. Hence, ignoring Russia will not be beneficial for India. This is because in the coming times, increasing rivalry between the United States and China could escalate beyond control. And in such a scenario, Russia could prove to be a supportive ally for India. Now is the turn of Sunday's special episode in which we talk about some other important international news. Recently, NATO's 32 countries have appointed Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte as the next head of the organization. Mark Rutte will assume the role of Secretary General starting October 1, 2024. It is noteworthy that he is being given this position at a time when the war between Russia and Ukraine persists and the elections in the United States are approaching. As for NATO, it is a political and military alliance consisting of 32 member countries. It was established in 1949 to promote mutual defense and collective security among its members. Recently, the exercise 𝐈𝐀𝐒 was conducted between India and Egypt. This exercise took place in Egypt from June 21 to June 26. The Indian Air Force participated with Rafale fighter jets, C-17 Globemaster and IL-78 tankers. The purpose of this joint exercise is to promote bilateral and regional cooperation. Recently, the European Commission has issued new tariff rates for battery-powered electric vehicles coming from China, escalating tensions between the European Union and China. These new tariff rates are separate from the previously imposed 10% tax on imported vehicles from China and will be effective from 2 November 2024. European car companies manufacturing battery-powered electric vehicles in China will also be subject to these tariff rates. Additionally, the European Union claims that the value chain of these vehicles in China benefits from unfair subsidies, posing a threat of economic harm to EU vehicle manufacturers. So viewers, end the discussion here and note today's question. Review the relations between India and Russia in view of the changes at the global level. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.